Velkommen og god dag alle sammen. Welcome back to the Hávamál series. I'm reading every stanza in this poem and giving a summary and explanation, and in the right situations, I will give you a couple little bonus notes about the history of the pre-Christian Scandinavians and explain a bit more there, because there are some things that many people forget about this or don't know, and understanding those will give you a better understanding of the meaning behind some of these stanzas in Hávamál that can be a bit more confusing. So we left off at stanza 14. Let's get on to stanza 15 here. I'll read that. It says, again, Benjamin Thorpe's translation. Taciturn and prudent, and in war daring should a king's children be. Joyous and generous everyone should be until his hour of death. So this one is translated quite a bit differently by a lot of different people, but it's the same idea. Be humble, be brave, and thoughtful of the future, and try to enjoy your life. I could go into deeper meaning in each word, but it's kind of pointless because all the translations are a little bit different, but they all mean the same thing. It's just some good, solid advice that everyone should agree with. No real need to go into any deeper interpretation in this stanza. So on to the next one. This is stanza 16. A cowardly man thinks he will ever live if warfare he avoids, but old age will give him no peace, although spears may spare him. So isn't that a beautiful stanza? Basically, it says that if you're a coward, you may avoid your fair share of danger and you may live longer, but eventually a coward will die of death, and death as a coward will give you no peace. So very solid, good advice. And a lot of people have the misconception that Vikings were just bloodthirsty barbarians that looked forward to death and to Valhalla, and they were careless with their lives. And that's just not true. It's not true. Yes, they were brave, and they did not fear death. But in any act of war or situation where lives could be lost, it was very, very carefully planned out and thought about by the leaders and the kings. It was thought about for a long time before they acted on it. And all the stories in the sagas show this. They did not just charge into battle with blind rage and let their men die in a stupid battle where there was no hope of winning. No. You tried to save yourself and your men as much as possible. They valued life. They did not charge happily into death. But if death came, they were not scared. When it was time to die, they accepted it with all of its glory. So that's just one thing to note in the stanzas. That's a common misconception there. So on to stanza 17. A fool gapes when to a house he comes, to himself mutters or is silent. But all at once, if he gets drink, then it is the man's mind displayed. Again, that's another one that's pretty clear. It basically says if you show up somewhere as a guest with the goal of being silent and not showing your true feelings, then you shouldn't get drunk, because then your true feelings will come out, your true intentions will come out whether you like it or not. Again, great advice. I think we all know this one to be true. I can't say that I agree with all the things that Hávamál says about alcohol, but I definitely think this one, we can all agree. I think we've all been in a situation where we've wanted to keep our mouth shut, and then we have a few drinks, and then we create some problems there. So good advice there. On to the next stanza, 18. He alone knows who wanders wide and has much experienced, by what disposition each man is ruled, who common sense possesses. Okay, so this one is a bit more complicated. It's saying that anyone who is wise and has traveled and has seen different places and people knows that no matter where you are, common sense always rules a man's disposition. So no matter what kinds of people and cultures you meet on your travels, a person with common sense is always predictable and will always do the thing that is sensible. So I'm not quite sure what this stanza is saying exactly. It could be a couple things. It could be either saying that, one, it's a good thing to have common sense and deal with people who have common sense, just so they're predictable and reliable, trustworthy. Or maybe, too, perhaps the stanza could be telling you to be aware and be cautious of people who don't show common sense. since they are unpredictable. And maybe it's even a suggestion to act with no common sense sometimes. If you want to fool someone, an enemy in battle or something, do something a bit senseless and a bit unpredictable. It's no way of knowing exactly what the stanza meant when speaking to us this way, but either way, it's good advice no matter which way you look at it. We'll do the last one for this video. This is stanza 19, another one about alcohol. Let a man hold the cup, yet of the mead drink moderately. Speak sensibly or be silent. As of a fault, no man will admonish thee if thou goest to bed early. So that's the pain. That's why I don't like some of these translations. They try and talk like Shakespeare when it's unnecessary. These translations were done in the 1900s. People didn't say goest anymore. But anyway, it's saying a few things here that's still pretty clear. One, just drink moderately. Don't get too wasted. And also, it's like the old thing that your mom always taught you. If you don't have anything smart to say, don't say it at all. And that one's funny because it's usually the people that are absolutely retarded that want to say things, that want to say dumb things, and they think it's smart. So I think all people should use this advice, and most of them agree with it, but the people who need this advice the most aren't the ones who usually listen. Also, the last part of that stanza is that nobody will reprimand you or put you down if you if you set down the booze and get to bed early. I think that one is completely wrong in my experience. Anytime I've decided to put down the vodka and go to bed early, the whole party will just call you a puss, and I'll do the same if someone else does that too, if someone tries to leave the party early. But maybe that's just me and my friends. Let me know what you guys think of that stanza. That's about it for this video. And the next stanzas, in the words of the High One, the glorious almighty Odin, will teach us how to not be a fat ass. He'll give us some little tips on weight loss if you want to watch that, so that'll be the next ones. Vi ses nästa gång.